Alright, so another video. Let's put a video on Facebook if it's showing up. Please show up. Please show up on my timeline. You can do it. We're live, so yeah, there we are. And yep. Okay, and that's one. Right. Whoop, 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 whoop. My computer is slow. It's probably OBS again with 3 cameras like yesterday. It's a fast computer, it's a modern computer, but using 3 HD cams, or actually 1 and 2K, this one here, will stress your machine. So anyway, we're live. And no one is in, it's no problem. Let's put on some music. The music is another YouTube video someone made with AY music. Oh, sorry, it's very loud. Let's put it down a bit. I think it's better. Okay, I'm coping a bit with hay fever, so I have some tears from time to time, but no big deal. Right, alright, welcome. What we're going to do today? Well, we're going to make some joystick interfaces, and we're going to do some live repairs from someone. Let me send a mail in the meantime that I'm currently working on his stuff. Alright. Let me send him the link. Oh, that's a typo. Alright. I think the music is still too loud, so we'll put it a bit down. I think this should be it. Alright. Let's get it started. So let's switch to the work desk here. And first we're going to start with these joystick interfaces. Let's open the window for fresh air. This is a very quick job. It's only a couple of parts, so it's no big deal. And I'm not going to finish these because I do not have enough edge connectors, so I have 4 here. I need more. We'll prep some more tomorrow. Oh. So if you want to ask me anything, then please do. Chat is open. If you're just here to see someone else working, then you're welcome as well. Alright. So at the moment I'm using both, how to show both the sponges and the brace stuff, brush stuff, because sometimes the tip is not clean enough with only the brace stuff, so I'm using both at the moment. But this is a very simple board. I'm using a CPLD for a conversion of the joystick interface, and people still often want to have one, so I still make plenty of them. I think the main issue at the moment is getting a proper joystick, because there are not many around, and not many new ones. I got a lot of them in stock, but I need to refurbish the original ones because the cables and the micro switches and other stuff gotten wear down the years. So you can obtain gamepads, for example, that work on most of the phase on ZX Spectrum, but it's not the same as a joystick. Please let me know if the audio is okay. So I can put the music a bit louder if you want to. And mostly people say that they cannot hear the perfume extractor that much, but if it's too noisy, then let me know, please. So let's do some drag soldering as always with these CPLDs. So the CPLD first. I could also start with the discrete SMD components, the smaller ones, but mostly I start with CPLD. It's one. Right. So after the stream I will watch the third episode of Picard. Curious about it, but I haven't heard much good comments, only critical ones. So the third episode seems to be the worst one until now. So we have to see that, and I hope it will improve because everyone would love to see Star Trek Picard be the proper Star Trek series. I hope so. So I'm doing these joystick interfaces by hand. There's not much reason to put these on the pick and place machine because they're only a couple of parts and mostly bigger connectors. This is the easy way of soldering CPLDs. You can use hot air station if you want to, but the problem is that sometimes these chips can't handle the temperature of the hot air station, especially with lead-free solder. So, but you can do that. So you can pre-tin the pads, then just heat it up. The hot air. It's an alternative way of doing this, but I sometimes prefer doing this way. Depends on the mood. Right, let's get on the parts here. So first, let me check because there was something special about this board. Joystick interface, 1 microfarads. So let's get 10 in total. Oh. That's one. That's two. This usually takes only about 30 minutes. Of course, they have to be programmed and tested. So this interface is a Kempston and Sinclair joystick interface, so you can choose between Kempston or Sinclair. There's a jumper on the side. If I would design it these days, because this design is from 3 years ago already, nowadays I would use a dip switch. I think it's more neat to maybe be able to configure the interface that way. But back then I used jumpers. Alright, forgot one on this one here. Okay. Then we need a voltage regulator. It's awfully quiet on the chat. Curious if it actually works. Let me check. Does the chat work? I think so. Yeah, will work. No idea why it's so quiet. I think people are having dinner maybe. I had pizza. One. I made a mistake here. So these should be over here. My bad. Alright. Hey, good evening. 100. And then some 10K resistors. I could also use a resistor network, but I chose to use discrete resistors for the pull-ups for the joystick pins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 35 in total. Right. Hey, good evening, Jean-Claude and Ben. Welcome. Right, next ones. So about all SMD components are on. Then we grab the connectors and the tactile switch for reset. The older version of the joystick interface used a GAL chip, which was really old because GAL chips were made in the 90s. And I think I'm not sure what the last date codes of those chips are, but I guess maybe late in the 90s, but not more than that. Because at the time the CPLDs were developed, and nowadays everyone uses CPLDs or FPGAs. But the previous version used a GAL chip, so it was a lot bigger chip on the board here. And because of that, I needed to use a tactile switch for reset that was higher than the, the actual chip that was on the board. Otherwise, you could not press it easily. So nowadays, I can just use the lowest tactile switch I can find. So we did lots of things today, especially focusing on emails. So about all emails, I think, except 2 are answered now and processed. I also did some packing and I did some auto processing. And there are some issues with, for example, the Pro 1 interfaces, because for one, the company that produces the laser sintered cases from me, they had a problem with production and it's delayed for 4 more days. Otherwise, they would have been sent today. So they will be sent, I think, on Monday. That's a pity. I really hoped they would have come in tomorrow at last. But anyway, so they will be on their way in a couple of more days. And the second problem with getting parts, of course, still is the situation in China. I get messages from several suppliers that they're delayed, and stuff will be sent from the 11th. So we have to wait and see if that's true. I hope they can resume work there by the 10th of 11th or 11th. We'll see. It's a pity for me, but it's even worse, of course, for the people there. But, so I hope everything will return to normal, if you can call it normal, with the coronavirus and the people who are affected by it. Because it's a really odd situation. And if you see how dependent we are becoming from China nowadays, and I'm not talking about AliExpress orders, but mostly bigger stuff maybe, or not talking about your next smartphone case or something, those can wait, I think. So much stuff comes from China, so imagine that your Apple or something and stuff is coming from China and it's delayed, Anyway. Hey, Pete, good evening. So, almost done with the SMD. People wonder why I'm still using this Weller solder iron. Well, it's because although it's a piece of garbage, the the power of the element is the maximum power is better than the Chinese cheap ones. So I had to use this for some stuff to solder. But I have to use super glue a lot here on this edge here because of the poor build quality. So I would not recommend anyone else to buy this. It's way too expensive for what you get. Alright, so SMD is soldered. Let's get some connectors. And dip switches. I will use the 5mm. I don't have them in SMD, so we'll use the 7mm. 7 SMD, yeah, not this one. Right. Let's see what's next. Pin headers, of course. And get some jumpers. These are joystick interfaces. Need 10 of these. There are actually 2 jumpers on this board. One is for to configure Kempston or Sinclair, and the other is for what pin 7 should be connected to. So either connected to nothing or to 5 volts, because there are some joysticks that require 5 volt on pin 7. So I added an option for that. Let me check here first. Let's do these ones. And it's not the best design I've ever done, because there are some things that could have been done better, but I sell these interfaces from time to time, but not that much, so I leave the design as it is now. Maybe I will approve the design once I get the first interfaces out with the new case type, you know, with the board on top. We'll see about that. Because people really like case on their interfaces, and I completely agree, but this is not an expensive product, and the case will, I think, double the price if I would have used a laser center case, for example. That will be too expensive. So we'll always test both Sinclair and Kempston configurations of each interface, because otherwise we don't know if that works. Hey, good evening. Can you guys hear the music, or is it too silent? And after this I'm going to do some board repairs for someone who's waiting for some time and getting quite impatient. I'm really catching up. It's going well when it comes to that. I wish I sold a bit more throughout the last weeks, but we'll see. Right, next. Go. So we had a nice day today, lots of sun, although it was freezing. And on Sunday there will be a huge storm is expected here in Holland, and I guess people in the UK will get a bit of that as well. I'm not sure. So they talk about very high wind forces, wind speeds. So Sunday will be a day that we will stay inside, I guess, and check if everything in the garden is still, the backyard is still holding up. My daughter wants to have some rabbits, some bunnies, I mean, and I'm glad we don't have them yet with the storm coming up. Because I'm allergic, I cannot take them inside, so that's not an option. But today was a nice day. I was in a good mood because of the weather. Well, I wish there was snow this year, but I don't think we will get any snow. And the good thing, if you can call it good, about that is that the energy bills will be a lot less than previous years because it wasn't cold. There were days that I had the feeling that it was almost spring or summer even. Throughout the last weeks, it felt like that. Of course, it was not that warm outside, but anyway. Are we getting old, guys? Because we're talking about weather. My bad. I started it. I needed some higher temperature because solder is not flowing very well. That's because of the type of metal used for these pin headers. Right? So I really missed the snow this year, and I even checked on how the weather is in Germany because I like to get out for 1 or 2 days, do some skiing there. But even that was not that good. So, all right, pin headers, tactile. Yep. Right. So you can call this the warming up of this video. I also want to do a video where I show how I make the dual flip drive cases, or dual flip drive sets I should say. And I think I will make a video about that because then I can edit it a bit. But I think it's nice to for you to see the process of how I craft those because they're manually done with real heavy work, if you can call it heavy. Some filing, some sanding. That's because it's really hard to find proper cases for those kinds of products. So I'm using a case for years now, which suits it quite well. But it's some work. Right. I should first do the edge connector, so let's do that. So did I or didn't I send your Harlequin kit in yet? Because I think I shipped out about all Harlequin kits throughout last week. So now I don't know for sure. And maybe 1 or 2 here still, so I could check it. If I know zero tolerance, if I know who you are, then I can check it. Just tell me the order number, so you can keep being anonymous. If you tell me the order number, I will check it for you. because I think I packed some Harlequin 128 kits today and some 48 kits. Right. So you're from Germany, but I get so many orders in, so it's hard for me to know who it is. Yesterday I shipped, I think, 50 packages, so maybe it was in there, but I wonder if I sent yours then. I don't know. 6162, let me check. If I send it, I should have already sent ship notification, but let me check. Six one six two. Is it in here? Ah, okay, it's still in here, and I think. Let me check. Oh, I think I just actually packed it. It's just a couple of. Where is it? I think it's here. Yeah, it is. I will put my hand before your name, but it's packed, and it will go in the post tomorrow. So I'm very sorry. Indeed, I'm a bit slow because it was ordered 6 days ago, so it should have gone out already. So everything is in, even the strobe bubbles you ordered. So I'm sorry. Just packed it, I think 2 hours ago. We'll get to you tomorrow. Right. I even got some automated email from eBay that people that eBay detected that I sent packages too late. So I really have to improve that, and it's mainly because of the backlog. It's not because that I'm not doing anything. But I'm catching up. As I said, I'm catching up, and I'm still focusing on repairs. But I'm trying to improve the amount of work that I can do in a day, and it's going in a good direction. But we're not there yet. So I hope I will be catched up in a week or something. Okay, we've been live for half an hour, so I should be ready by now. Because I said it was only a 30-minute job, so let's hurry up. No shoulder bridges, please. Right? You need a week to warm up your iron, solar iron. That would be bad. I'm not sure if that will do the job then. I've heard of more than once. It's Victor Turco you're talking about, I guess. The guy who designed the TV Blue mainboard that was the base of the ZX Spectrum Next. People say that, but I've been compared to lots of other people as well in the past. Mainly to I don't want to say that because then you're laughing. I don't care. I don't mind. Compare me to anyone you want. As long as he's famous, then it's okay. The Navy. Okay, you're talking about someone in the Navy. I don't know. I don't know anyone in the Navy, especially not in Brazil. So that's not what I'm talking about. So I was compared to Victor Trucco. Must be my hair or something. If you want to know, my mother comes from Indonesia, so that's why I have black hair. And maybe this also that also explains my temperament sometimes. I don't know. My personality. I have no idea. Right. One more X connector, and then I have to make more. I think we'll do that tomorrow. I have to make lots of other stuff. I have to run the pick and place machine for SpectraNet. Also for Pro 1s again. But that will be something for Monday or Tuesday. Maybe on Sunday, I'm not sure if the weather is that bad. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I'm always checking the angle of the connectors if it's in one line, you know, doing it visually, eyeballing. Alright. So this was the last edge connector because I don't have any more at this moment. And then these ones are done except for one. So they can go to the test corner. Alright. Okay, we're going to put the container release. Let me check. Off to test corner. I think they're done. Are they done? Yes, they're done. Alright. So next thing is the repairs from someone. 2 boards. So I removed the name. The Dear Ben, included please find 2 satisfactory computers for repair and refurbishment. One is working, but there is herringbone interference on the screen. Okay. The other does not boot at all. Alright, so let's first check which one does what. This one seems to be 48K. There's some tape to hold it together. So I'll sort out it later because I don't like to keep the machine this way. So this is an issue 2, obviously. So we'll work on that first. So the case with the tape is the issue 2. I'm not sure if the other one is an issue 2 as well. It also says it's a 48K, so I'm guessing it is. And this is an issue 4A. With the correct relay type. So I wonder which one works and which does not. And I also don't know if these are modified to composite video. So I will take a look at that. And because the guy wants me to do a full refurbishment, I will get off the heatsink to start with. And this one still has RF output, so that will be changed to composite video. We'll do it in a second. The other will get a trickle power regulator as well. Sorry. And I guess this one also still has antenna output. Yep, so let's start with changing that to composite video. Only in very specific situations, like when you're doing an issue 1 board, for example, mostly then, but sometimes also with other board issues, people want me to keep it antenna output. That's no problem. Of course, there are lots of people that if they have an issue 1, they also prefer capacitors to be original. But then if I ask them if someone is, one of them is going to use the machine, and they tell me that they will, then I really advise them to swap out the capacitors, because if you keep in the capacitors and you wait for a couple of years, then even now it's already possible that will damage your machine. So using old capacitors, I've seen it a couple of times, will first will get you all kinds of strange errors, and can even damage lower RAM, for example. I've seen it a couple of times. So it's really good to make sure to replace them, and only keep them original if you're not going to power on the machine at all. So that's the thing that sometimes it's hard for people to decide. I can imagine it. It's not something strange. This wire is a bit too short, so I'm going to replace that with something else. Not sure what. Let's just make a new wire for this. That should be it. No one will ever know that this is not the original composite video wire. No one. Only 17 people watching. And the thousands that can watch it later on, of course. Right. So, composite video. Let's cut the power wire here. No need to keep it on. What's not very good? You got one of those tech keyboards from Russia. Alright. Tech keywords. Which one do you mean? The one that can use those cherry keys, or something else? Right, so next thing is to power it up. Let's clean the edge connectors first and see what they do. I think we discussed that, Peter, didn't we? Checked it out. Thought it was for mechanical keys, wasn't it? This one is a bit dirty, as you can see. Oh yeah, okay. But why wasn't it good? Was it because of the keys that were included, or was it the electronics or something, the board design? Because I don't know, that can be bad. Tech switches, okay. So you're not able to use something else then? Or can you still use cherry or fake cherry keys, for example? Kill keys or something else? Because that was what I was interested in. But I'm not sure, I haven't checked if those keys would actually fit. Okay, let's get to the other side of the room and see what the boards do. The board is very thick. Why is it very thick? Why should it do that? Alright. Let's get some paper to write down the things that happen, so we know what is what. So first, let's do the issue 4A. And let's connect a diode card. Using a green one at this moment, an older one. Okay, this doesn't do anything. It has power, but it's dead. It's completely dead. So the question is this a plug problem, or is this a Z80 problem? There's a cross on it, so maybe it's just a Z80 but we can measure unplug signal very easily. I think it's on pin 6, let me check. Yep, pin 6, of course. So, put these awesome €18 multimeters, best ones I ever had, for only €18. Let's measure the frequency on pin 6. And these can do voltages, resistance, capacitance, diodes, frequencies, whatever you can think of. These are just awesome. And I have another one that also can do temperature, so that's cool as well. So we're going to measure pin 6. And it says, oh, now it works. That's odd. So then I guess it's something in the clock circuit. You see? So I guess when I touch pin 6, it does boot. So it could be the transistor going to the Z80. So let's start with, well, let's write it down. Transistor, I think it's TR3, isn't it? TR3. Well, so we're going to check that in a minute. So it boots. And the other one, let's see what this one does. Okay, this is a RAM fill. What? I can see there's something wrong with one of the data lines. Maybe it can help. No, but this could well be the... Oh, whoa. Okay, I have a broken capacitor, so I will start with capacitors in this one. But first let's do the clock of the one that is almost working. So both are working, but there are some minor stuff, minor issues. Alright. So I say it's the transistor going to the Z80 that is doing bad things. Let me check on the schematic. 4A. Alright. So here you can see the schematic of the issue 4A, and this is the CPU, the pin 6 of the Z80, coming from this transistor here, TR3, as you can see, and this is coming from pin 32 from the ULA chip. And because if I touch pin 6, it's working. It can be either the transistor or maybe this resistor, but it's not very likely. So let's see what it is. Oh. Cool. Multimeters are cool. These ones are awesome. I really like these. Getting lots of messages. Come on, man. Stop it. Sorry, guys. Also spam from girls that I don't know. Someone just ordered the SpectraNet interface, so thank you very much. Not sure if he's in the chat, of course. I've seen one with full Metatect switches from Panasonic. Okay, so maybe I should still design such a board, Peter. We can talk about it. I still wonder why some people put diodes and so on it, because I think it should be enough to just create a board with the keys only, but we have to work it out. Alright, so let's swap tier 3 here. I think it's a 213, is it? 313, no, almost. Hey Mark, good evening. And as I said, it could also be the transistor there, which is a 180 ohms R25. So let's check it out to be sure. Where is it? R25, and it does 180. Did you say that? Yes. I think it's this one. working just fine. There aren't any other 180s in the neighborhood, so I guess it's that one. So I think it's just the transistor. Let's get it out, put a new one in, and see what happens. I don't think anyone has worked on this board before us because it looks factory standard. So if you are interested in the die card that I just used, which easily shows that all the voltages were there, then you can currently pre-order them because I don't have any boards in stock, and that's because of the problems in China. I could find some board supplier in Europe, of course, but because I made a sponsoring deal with GLC PCB, I really prefer getting them from them. So let's wait for that. Okay, I'm curious if that will solve it all, but I'm not sure. I don't see anything specific here, so I'm guessing this should do it. Check C67, which one? C67, it's a capacitor. Okay, could be 100 picofarads. Could be, yeah. Let's check it out. Which one is it? C67. Which one is that? Is it this one? Quite stuck. Not sure why. No, the C48 is another one. This is not the capacitor we're looking for. So maybe the one underneath 180 ohms. Yes, C67. There's nothing wrong with this one, I guess. No, it's in a mega ohms. I can do capacitance, of course. Let's check. It says it's a... oh, it will stick. It's a 0.1 nanofarad, so 100 picofarads, which is exactly the value that should be. Oh, sorry. So that's not it. I guess it's just a transistor. These capacitors, I've never seen one die, so maybe only by a short from some other part, but not by themselves. So that would surprise me, but okay, it's still possible, of course. Alright, so we could check for R24, but the thing is, that's on the base of the transistor. So because I was touching pin 6 and then it worked, I guess it's the collector of the transistor. I guess it's the transistor itself. So I just want to see if it works now. Let me switch over to the test corner again. think that was a transistor. So that works. So now we can do all the basic stuff. Let's do a quick diagnostic scan. Why not? But I'm running it on the 7805, so it will get hot, of course. Alright, this one is totally fine. Fortunately, it was a quick fix, but we're not done yet, of course, because we have to do the refurbishment of the board itself. We can focus on the other one now. So let's do the capacitors on this one. Let's switch back to the work desk. By the way, I got loads of heat sinks, as you can see. What should I do with the heat sinks? I got even more than these. I think I got hundreds until up to now. So what should I do with heat sinks? Aluminium heat sinks. Should I sell it as aluminium? Should I do that? Should I make artwork of it? I can do that. Can I find some creative moment? So, let's get out all the capacitors. Just do a quick check if it's really the standard board, or I need another schematic for that. Yeah, do that, Franco, but yeah, it's auto detection, so it should work without changing any jumpers for that. Let's see, issue 2 capacitor. Capacitor map. So, as you may know, I use these capacitor maps for quickly checking if all the capacitors are on their correct spot and to replace them. So, I just check them, everything is okay. And the only thing to keep in mind is that this capacitor here, so the 1 microfarad, where the node is the positive side. The plus side is it's printed on the board at the wrong side, so it's actually on the left, but on the board it's printed on the right. So that's an important thing to know. Other than that, it's easy. Oh, wrong one. Trophies. What can I do with the heatsinks, guys? Should I put it on a wall? Make it a wallpaper? I don't know. If someone has a good idea, then please let me know. Maybe we can melt it into ZX Spectrum case mold, and we can melt it into an aluminium form, so which looks like the Spectrum. I don't know. Maybe we can just use it for specific stuff. I wish I could have used aluminium heatsinks from Spectrums for as heatsink for the ULA chip. That would be nice, but it's not an option. Maybe it will. By the way, I'm thinking maybe it will. Maybe it would be an option. Right. Yeah, that's what I said. Good idea. clean up the space here again. It's working for now. That's my freezing sensor. Oh, I hate it. Some contacts just don't want to get loose. There are several ways of doing this, but let's go on with the other ones. Yeah. I'm not that good with casting aluminium. But it's an idea. Okay, let's empty the stuff in here. Clogs up easily. Good enough for now. This can do another round, so let's put it on again. Alright. So I really wonder if I'm the only one using or cleaning this so many times in a month. I don't know. Must be the amount of work I'm doing with it. It's better. Let's get up to temperature again, and let's get them out in the other way then. So there are some huge ground planes on spectrum boards. It can be quite hard to get the parts out. So that's done. Next one. So it wouldn't surprise me that this board is also just working when I replace the capacitors, because these seem very old. It was very much disturbed. Hey, there's a jumper wire here. So someone did something to this board. Could be factory. Not sure. Haven't seen it before. Ouch. Right. So just a couple more here. Right, so most are out. Keeping a couple in on purpose. So I'll show you in a minute why. Oh, there's really so much ground plane here. I think it's open now. No, not yet. Oh, it is. It is open. This is good enough. Now for the others, let's see this one here. Right. Come on. Yep. Okay. Just opening some holes to put in new capacitors, of course. Another huge ground plane and issue to board. Almost open. Yep, done. Other one, let's see what else did I miss. Okay, those two are done as well. Okay. Nice. I think we've done most of the holes. Right, let's put in the new ones. So let's see, which one is which? Let's start with the left one, which is 22. So then let's do the two 100 microfarads. Alright, let's do this one on top. Let's swap the one at the modulator here. I always leave it in for the last minute because for me it's easier to find out which contacts I have to desolder. That's one. And the other one. So I wonder why that white wire is there. It's one of the transistor pins. I think it comes with video maybe. So there must have been, if I look closer, I can see one wire has been torn off the board. Yeah, it must be it. So I think a track has been torn off the board for some reason. And maybe this transistor already has been replaced. It's hard to tell, but that looks like it. Someone accidentally must have broken the track out from the board and put a jumper wire on it. Alright, so putting in the new capacitor. Nice. Okay, so next one is the twice 22 microfarads. Hey, I'm good evening. On the right side, oh, I missed one hole there. Right. And then let's do the other 22 with the 4.7 microfarad capacitor on top. add the 4.7. And the lag is connected to minus. Is it correct? Yes. Nice blue one, like all the others. Right. A couple more here. We're almost done. It's not specifically the correct ULA type, but it's not an issue. Okay, the 22 on the bottom. Yeah. Okay, next pins, cut. Right, then there was a 1 microfarad. This is the one that is printed wrongly on the board, so I'm putting it in the correct way now. And if you don't believe me, check out your original unmodified issue 2 boards. You can see it. It's an error. And another 1 microfarads. One of the last ones, maybe it is the last one, I don't know. Okay. Okay, oops. Right. Did we get all in? Let's check. Yeah, I think so. Nice. So, what do you think, guys? Will it be better? Will it pass test? Because I don't know yet. We have to find out. Still the original 5-volt regulators on this board. Okay, there's still some error. Yeah, there's still some lower RAM error, but all the voltages are here, so I wonder what it could be. Alright. One of the chips is failing, it's quite obvious, and it must be the one corresponding to D6. So I guess it's either that chip or the other side. To check where the locations are. Let me check RAM locations. So I have this document here. Let me show you. So I made these maps as well, and you can see D6 is actually the one on the left instead of the right. So I want to get that one out and see if that will solve that issue. It can also be D6 at the upper RAM chip here. But I guess it's this one because it's also given the failure when doing the diagnostic. And you can see it in the screen, but it's not completely certain. So let's check it out if we can discover which chip it is. But first, let's get out this one. Right. Waiting for the soldering iron to heat up again. So first of all, we'll just pull the chip. Let's see if the software will continue, because it seems that data line 6 is being pulled to ground. Of course, you can just measure it. Let's do a measurement first. I wonder if we can see it. So if it's a static short, then we should be able to measure it easily. I think it's pulled to ground, so let's check out if this is indeed the case. And we have 10 kilo ohms on data line 6. So let's check it to 5 volts then, and 8 to 5 volts. I'm not sure if it's that. Let's check out the other one, an upper memory. Let me check. That was this chip here. Also not put in. So I think it's a dynamic fault, but I'm not completely sure. Could be something else. I guess it's this one. One other thing we should check first is if the ULA chip is still working. So let's do that before doing anything else. Forgot about that. Let's do a quick test if it's not just the ULA chip, you know. Look. So on the board, same issue. So unfortunately, it's a ULA chip. That's a pity. Yeah, that's a pity. Sorry about that. So it's not the RAM chip here. Let's see if we didn't do anything stupid. That I quickly tested ULA chip. So because ULA chips are rare, I have to charge them extra for replacing that one. It's a pity. So let me grab a working one, and we need one for an issue 2 board. And let's see, the 6 is, I have one here that corresponds to the board. I would prefer using that. And I bet it will work without any problem now. So let's switch once more to the test corner and see what happens. That boots up completely fine, as you can see, so it's really only the ULA chip. Let's do a quick test with tape loading, because I need to know if the tape input of this one works and if the sound output works, because otherwise this chip might still be failing, you know. Here's sound, tape, and it's also loading. Yeah. Okay, so tape loading is okay. So this ULA chip is fine. One test maybe for a keyboard. I want to make sure, because if you're soldering in the ULA chip, you must really make sure that everything is working. Yep. Alright. So we're almost done. Okay. This one is dead. Where did I leave my IC puller? So now we will solder in the ULA chip with the heatsink. So let's put on the heatsink first, because it must dry for a couple of minutes. Alright, so loads of thermal paste here. Someone needs a bit. This will last forever, I think. Stop moving. Okay, I think it's stuck now. Alright, the other side done as well. Okay, let's have it dry out. And let's get the socket out. So this is one of the steps I always do with refurbishing boards. And the reason for removing the ULA socket and putting on a heatsink, of course, is the heat. But if you do not remove the IC socket, the ULA chip will be very close or really touching the case, the top of the rubber key case, and that will make it either not be able to close the case anymore, or not getting enough airflow. And we need airflow for cooling, you know. Oh, I just printed them myself. It's easy. Just print them. ULA labels. Sorry for the noise, guys. to make sure you're not cutting, pulling any tracks off the board. I always add a fresh shoulder for the pads that are still not completely opened up. And even then it can still happen, so it can happen, don't worry if it happens. Just use some magnifier if you pull a track from a board, and make sure you add a jumper wire to replace the damaged track. I usually even use new open wires at the place where the damaged track was. And make sure you're not creating any new shorts or something. I'm still getting responses to the video about the comparison between the 8910 clone and the 8912. And it's really funny that some people prefer the 8910 and some prefer the 8912. It's, I think it's about 50-50. So because of that, it's very likely that I will offer both. Alright, so this connector is a bit frustrating. And I'm really careful not pulling any tracks, but you never know. It's really hard again. Never easy. I'm so afraid that I'm damaging tracks. I don't like that at all. I just said it's not a big problem, and it isn't, but it's just extra work. I don't like that. So there's one side, and the other one. So which ones are stuck here? Doesn't feel good. The last one. Yep, and I can feel the wire connected to the connector. Oh, I hate this. Which one is it? It's that one. Yep. Okay. Minor damage, not much. Oh, don't do that. You don't want that. Stay there. What's going on here? I messed up my cables. Right, so let's get out these remaining pins here. And let's see how bad it is, but I don't think it's bad. There's one wire there. It's not a big issue. It's still connected, so that won't be much problem. I will add a jumper wire for it anyway. And two other ones, but it's not the worst. And all the others are okay, it seems. Yep. So just a couple of jumper wires to be safe. I'm not sure it's even needed, but yeah, the dark board will work without anything connected. Just the power supply, of course. Franco, sorry. So one jumper wire, the first one, and the only reason I'm doing this is to make sure that there's a contact between the pad on the top of the board and on the bottom. Oh, what did I do? That's better. Right. And then one more here, just to make sure. It's really strange that some of these sockets will get off easily and others will be more of a pain. Not sure what it is, maybe it's the model of the socket, I don't know. Right. And I'm doing close inspection with the magnifier. think I need one more jumper wire. I'm not sure. Let me check. No, it's not needed. No. Right. Hey, Patrick. The pins are, for some reason, not correctly bent, so I'm bending them a bit. That's it. And I purposely use some more solder than I usually do when I know that there are some jumper wires, because I want to make sure that all the jumper wires are connected through the hole to the top. It's important. If you make a typo in the wrong window, then you can always pull back the message, of course. Alright. Okay, so let's do another test and see if the board's still running. And then we're doing some color calibration, and when it's about done, the other board needs new capacitors as well, but we're not going to do that right now. Let's put in the Traco power regulator first. Was it last Sunday, Patrick? I didn't know. I think I was invited, but I didn't have time. Nope. I've been to the new location already, before it opened. The Computer Museum in Helmond, nearby here. To bring some repaired stuff to Bart. I get some new stuff with me. Come on, open up. So one of the important steps to make sure the board will last for another 2 or 3 decades, putting in a cool DC-DC converter. Okay, so what do you think, guys? Would it work? Let me get to the test corner again. That's something with the picture output, but that's not a problem. We'll make sure that's okay in a couple of minutes with the scope. I wish I had more space for this stuff, because I have to connect it and disconnect it every time I need it to use it. So alright. Let's get it comes the video and I think this is minus. Alright. Let's tweak the output a bit to improve the video. Look at that. Hey, no keyboard, why not? Alright, it's almost good enough. Let's see if we can do it a bit better than this. Can you see the scope from there or not? I think so. I'm not sure if I'm in front of it. But what you do is you make sure that the signal is as neat as possible. So this is about it. Won't get any better. There's some red and green in the picture, so I wonder if I can tweak that out. I don't think so. I think just the way it will look. No, I cannot get out the disturbance, and it might be this display, by the way, because I know picture output of this screen TV is not the best, but it's good enough. Oh, now it's gone, by the way, so I think it improved it a bit. And now it's gone. It's okay. So this is as perfect as it can be. Let's do another test with the dike and see if it's completely running now. And then tomorrow I will finish the other board as well. Nice. Yeah, picture looks quite nice even on the camera, so I'm just not completely satisfied with the blue, so I wonder what happens if I tweak it a bit more, but I think it will just get worse. This is as good as it gets. Right. So, this is what it looks like. Full colors calibrated as good as it can be. So the machine is completely working. We had to swap out the ULA chip, which is a pity, but it happens. And get a new one in, or working one at least. And we did capacitive swap and also the trigger power regulator. So these two boards are working. So this one, sorry, this is my own board. This is the one we just fixed, and I just forgot to add a sticker to make sure that you can still determine which ULA type it is. So I print these on a laser printer. They're very small, as you can see. They go on the side of the ULA or the heatsink. And because I have a laser printer with labels in it, I print these on label. And after printing, I spray paint them with a special protective layer, so the ink won't come off easily. Or ink, toner, of course. It's not ink. Where did I leave that one? There. Right. So I'm not sure if you can see it. You can see it. You can see the label sitting on the side and still readable. So that's important. This one, unfortunately, is a dead ULA chip. I will return it to the guy, and so you can see it for himself. And he might be watching this video. I'm not sure because I sent him the link. So this one is okay. The other one will get new capacitors tomorrow. Will be the first thing I'll do, most probably. Right. After cleaning up here, it's a bit of a mess. Nice. So we did fix some boards. I wonder if I can do anything else at this moment. Let me check. Yeah, there's one thing we can do. Let me pull the name up here. So this board needs a stereo kit. Do I have them in stock, or do I make them? Let me check. I think I have them in stock. Sorry for camera stuff here. Yeah, stereo kits. I guess then I really don't know. I've never worked on a ULA chip of an Interface 1, but my best guess is that you might try to ask Ian Gaddell on Facebook, because I think he's done lots of them. So I think he's one of the few people who have some experience with ULA chips for Interface 1s. So that would be my guess. So this is the stereo kit. It's the simplest way of getting stereo output of your ZX Spectrum and proper equal volume levels as well. So that's the last thing I'm going to do tonight, because this board has to be returned to Russia very soon. It has been waiting for too long already. Let's see where the two places are where I have to put the ULA wires to. Let me check. Oh yeah, of course, to the ULA itself. Alright. So it's a 48 pin chip. So it just marks 2 pins that I need to solder the ULA wires to. Most people nowadays prefer using the ZXAY, the external version of, you can call it the external version of this kit, but it's actually not. It's a complete separate sound card with the same AY chip that's in the machine itself. The reason that they prefer the external one is that you don't have to solder anything or modify anything on your case of your ZX Spectrum. About, well, let's say 5 to 10 years ago, people didn't mind to drill a hole in their ZX Spectrum, but nowadays they feel like keeping it as original as possible. But it's still nice to have proper volume levels instead of the distortion and the much more silent AY sounds compared to the beeper. And the internal stereo kit will solve that problem and also output stereo sound. I like listening to AY music a lot, playing demos, and especially when they're in stereo sound. It's a lot of fun, I think. So the kit is prepared. You just have to solder the 6 pins to the AY chip from pin 1 to pin 6, and then you have to solder the 2 ULA wires here to the ULA chip. Always be very careful with that, because the ULA chip is the most expensive chip in the ZX Spectrum, so be careful. On some other models like the 2+2A and +3, I actually advise to not solder them to the gate array, which is impossible for most people, but solder them to 2 resistors on a board. And I could do the same with the +2 as well. So this is done. This is all I want to do. It's simple, I know. Not much else here. Only on the +2A and +3 you need to cut 2 tracks on the board, because it's they're connected to each other by default. It's a sneaky way for Manfred to output all the three channels on one mono channel, but that's not the case with the +2. So this is good enough. I'm going to test it tomorrow, and then this machine is ready. Oh wait, one more thing before I forget. This owner asked me if I could put this stereo output connector on this place here, with where the RF output is by default. So we have to get out that RF output connector, which is quite easy, I think, and then add some rings and put in the stereo connector there. So it's actually not a bad idea, because no one is using an output anymore nowadays. So why not? The only question is, and I've done this before once, so the question is, how easy is it to get out this connector? It's not, actually. So, can't be that hard. I will win. I will win from this board. Yeah, it's already loose. It's getting to the inside, but I want to get it out from the outside. But I don't think that's possible, because there's no space. So what's the best way of doing this? I have one other solution, because I don't want to damage anything, you know. This is not working. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one cut on the top here. I'm going to move that aside for a minute. And now we can get it out. So this is not my idea, it's what he wanted. I don't think it's that bad. Yes. Now we're going to gently put this back in its original shape. It's not that hard. Alright. And there's one other thing. That's the question is, how can we get this wire inside? So I have to make another cut on the other side to make that possible. And I think I will do it like this. I think it's good enough. It will look quite nice when it's done. Believe me. Almost enough. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, let's get some rings. One more. Too small. I think it's time to buy some more new ones. Because I'm looking too long. Come on, I need the second one. I think. Yeah, I do. Do I? I think I do. Oh. Yeah, if I drop it, then it will be even harder. Let's see one here. I think I do. This one, maybe? Yep. Okay. Have to take care of the keyboard connector, so there's not much space here, but I think it's more than enough. So this board got all the capacitors renewed, of course. That's what Peter likes to hear, renewed. Don't you, Peter? Still doesn't fit, so I have to make some more space here inside the modulator, and I'm not going to get everything out. I'm just going to make the room that's needed. Not more than that. So, no more antenna. That's gone. Ah, come on. It's getting really ugly, but I will put it back in the shape it was. It's not a big deal. Almost done. Just want to get that piece of plastic out there. If I can grab it. Yes, that's what I wanted. I look like a dentist, don't you think? So should I have become a dentist maybe? Do this to people? Right. There's one capacitor in the way, so what would we do with that? Grab it by the head, twist it. So we just did. So sorry modulator, you're no good anymore. I feel sorry for the modulator. Who knows how long it did what it needed to do for years, you know. We just grab it by the head and twist it. Anyway. Alright. That's good enough. No, well, yeah, the sound socket is stereo, but is it? I think so. I'm not sure. I think it's possible, but it's tough to find the correct sized connector with the correct pins. I think it's also an idea to use the audio output socket, but I think I've seen it in one of the websites talking about improving the sound quality of your ZX Spectrum. Alright, let's put it in with the two new rings and close it up. So I took some time to find the best stereo output sockets for stereo kits, because when you want to use a hole in your case to put one in, the thread must be quite long, and most of these chassis sockets are way too short for that. So this was the only version I could find reasonably priced. It's still expensive connector. It's almost €1, I think, which is quite a lot for such a connector. But this is the best one I could find, and it's good. I'm gonna come across one that's better for this purpose. So let's put its top on again. If it will fit, it must fit. Yeah. Nice. Okay, why doesn't want this? Okay, this is because the end is now just too thick. So I have to get a little bit of the top of this part only. Oh wait, maybe we can just put it in this way. So, yeah, to the inside. And that will do. Yeah, that's perfect. So look at the result. You can see the wire coming from the stereo kit going into the modulator and then to the back of the modulator. And that looks quite nice, if you ask me. And this is a shielded cable, so it won't get any noise. So this is a perfect solution. It looks quite nice, if you ask me. What do you think? Is this good enough? I think it is. I hope the owner agrees. Thank you. Alright. Now we'll switch off everything. Right. I'm thirsty. Let's grab some drinks. My hands are dirty because of all the work. So, enough for today. It's 9 o'clock here. Is it 8 o'clock in the UK? I think so. Alright, done enough for today. Tomorrow we'll continue doing, I think, 2 more emails and some Facebook messages, packing stuff, sending it to the post office, and several post offices, by the way. So I have I use DPD and I use PostNL, and it's actually even worse because I use PostNL through their website, so PostNL for businesses, and I also use My Parcel, which is a daughter of PostNL, and they do have lower prices for some packages. So when I have to send something outside Europe, I cannot use DPD, and nowadays I have to check My Parcel first if that has a better rate for shipping with the same insurance and all the stuff. So that takes some time, but I just have to get used to it, you know. The worst thing is that I'm not able to send small packages anymore for reasonable rates. I cannot even send them with stamps only. I have to send them by package, and that's a real pain because I cannot send small stuff cheap anymore. And so sometimes people do still order things like Traco power regulators or something separately. So they pay about £6 to the UK, for example, for shipping only the Traco power regulator. And there was some people just want to get them from me. Thank you for that. But it's of course it's a bit of a pity that I cannot send them by stamps, which is only £2 or something, €2 I think. But that's how it is. I can change it. It seems like when you're a bigger business than I am, then you get the opportunity. For example, in Germany, you have Deutsche Post, which is part of DHL. You can send packages worldwide with barcode, but not tracked, I think, for €1 each plus a small weight edition. And that's what I heard, but it's not possible here in Holland as far as I know, so I have to check that. I'm going to be in touch with DHL to find out if they offer the same possibility to people in Holland, businesses in Holland, but I don't think that will apply to me because I don't send that much packages. Anyway, lots of fun. I hope you liked it as well. For some reason it says there's no one watching at this moment, but I cannot believe that. It's YouTube. YouTube is really messing up a lot lately. I hope they will improve it quickly. Anyway, what's going on with the stream? Well, there has been a dip like this before, so I think there are people still in, but for some reason it says that no one is watching. Half an hour ago it was the same, no, an hour ago, so I don't know what it is. It's YouTube. I hope they will improve that. And I read that they are forcing people to get over to the new user interface, but I think that's mostly for watching YouTube videos. I'm not happy with streaming from YouTube the way it is now. But anyway, what can you do? Now it says 18 people again. Strange. 18, yeah. It's YouTube, it's Google. it's beta, most probably. Everything is beta. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you liked it. I will be back tomorrow with more videos. I still have to do the video with the audio recording of the the AY8912 and 8910, the better quality recording. We'll do that, but I'm not sure if I can do that tomorrow. Maybe it's Sunday. But I want to do it because I want to make it possible that you can hear it properly. Okay, thank you, and see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.